Welcome into another edition of the UFL Holton Show. Zay Winstead on the other side of the break, an ECU edition, kind of too. And got a surprise for you guys. Caden Norman joins the show back. He hadn't been on a little bit. Hope you enjoy the show. If not, as always,
that's too damn bad. Holton Nailers turns, and Holton will take off and run himself. He's at the 40-yard line. Holton Nailers to the 30. Look at him go! 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Pirates.
There's local politics, bud.
It's showtime!
Welcome back in, Zay. I don't know if you saw the highlights, dude. I used to take off a little bit. I know right now they don't consider me as much as dual threat anymore, but I used to could run a little bit.
Yeah, bro. Texas, you've been eating a little bit.
Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. My weight is good. Don't even. Dude, how have you been?
Good.
Let's go. Caden. Also, the other surprise is Caden's back. So let's go. We got him on the pod with us too. What's up, Caden?
What do you mean I'm back? I've been here the whole time.
I know, but it's been hard since I've been back and forth with Texas UFL. It's been tough. So we got each other back now.
I agree with you. I also agree with Zay. You have gotten a little chunkier in the cheeks.
Get out of here. I literally weigh 231. That is like the lightest I've weighed even at ECU.
That's a
all right, let's get back to Zay.
Right
yeah, let's get back to Zay. Zay, dude, just update the fans on the season. How's the season been? Obviously, we're teammates, so I know how the season's been going. You've been balling, but just how do you feel like you've been playing right now? We're 3-1. Yeah, just talk about the season a little bit.
As always, I'm just blessed to be in the position I'm in. I feel like I've been doing good. I got a chance to, start this year and really showcase my abilities for the most part. So I'm just, happy to be here and just trying to help the team win.
Yeah, it must be nice, man. Must be nice. We do kill it during practice, though, I will say. No, we have some clips of us going crazy.
Touchdown every practice.
No, for sure. Good times. Hopefully, eventually we'll both get in there. But, dude, so I wanted to you have a unique story, and, people know your ECU story, but just talk about, your college story to begin with on, how you ended up at ECU, your journey there, because a lot of people probably don't even know it. So just talk about that a little bit, how you ended up at ECU, the whole recruiting process, both times, and then how you ended up, with us.
Okay. So out of high school, I went to we had went to the playoffs, and then I had did my thing in the playoff game or whatever, and I had got offered on the sideline to Norfolk State. So I ended up going there with my quarterback. I did 2 years there, and then I ended up transferring to Toledo. I had to sit out a year because that was the rule back then. Then I did 2 more years. I sat out a year, did a COVID year, and then did my junior year at Toledo. And then that's when I entered the transfer portal again, wanted a better opportunity, showcase my abilities and stuff. And then that's when Coach Scott, had ended up at ECU. And then, that's how I got plugged in with y'all. You was hitting me up every day.
Yes, sir.
Telling me not to go nowhere else. So I just, decided to go to ECU.
Hey, had to, bro. We literally needed a one receiver, and that's literally what I told you in the portal. I was like, dude, I'll get you 1,000 yards. Because I remember you were like, I just want to get 1,000 yards, get enough film. I'm like, all right, bro, come here. I'll throw you the ball. You ain't got to worry about that.
Yeah. You literally said, you said, you come here, we're going to make history.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, heck yeah, I remember it. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, too.
Yep. No, for sure, dude.
1,000-yard receivers, 1,500-yard rusher, and what 3,500 yards passing plus.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. So we obviously that was a fun year, and then your undrafted process is even crazier. So the draft ends, and a lot of people listening have already known my story because I've talked about it on launch. It gets super, super stressful. You went famous, I think a day after, 2 days after, because you literally posted your clips of highlights of practice and games on Twitter, and it just went crazy viral. Talk about that moment and how that even happened. What made you think of doing that? All of that.
So after every time I play football, every year I put together my clips and just make a video, just to have. So I had already made that video. That video was I was just putting clips on there as the year went by. So a couple teams, I ain't gonna say no names, but a couple teams said they was gonna I was gonna be there, and then when the draft came, I wasn't there. So I was just at home, and I'm like, "There's no way," you know. So
Yep.
I had posted the video, and like as the caption was saying, like my height, my weight, how I move, and I don't got no opportunity. And then it just I'm talking about I went to sleep. I had posted it at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. I woke up at like 1 in the morning or something, and it was at like 50K or something like that. And
Whew.
I woke up the next day and it was at like 200K or something like that. And then by the end of the day, it was at like 1 million. So that's how that happened. Sports Center, all the big time pages had hit me up saying, "Can we post a video and like can we like put it on our Instagram page and stuff like that?" So then I gained like 30,000 followers in like one day.
Nah,
So
that's crazy.
from the time you posted that till you got signed, how long was that total?
Probably about, I want to say 3 days maybe.
Did you think that video was gonna gain the traction it did? Do you feel like that kind of helped influence you getting picked up?
Yeah, for sure. That's the whole reason I got picked up.
Wow.
That's literally the
That's
reason I got picked up.
crazy.
But I didn't. I mean, I knew it was. I post videos all the time on Twitter. Like all throughout college, I'll post clips and stuff like that, and they'll do like numbers or whatever, but not no. Maybe like 1,000 likes or something like that on Twitter. Like that's a lot. But I ain't expected to do all that, like to get me signed or nothing like that. I was just putting my trust in God and you know.
Nah, yeah, that's crazy. So then you get to the 49ers, like you end up making the practice squad and like becoming good friends and balling out. You were number 2 there. Just talk about like your experience there, about like when you get there, like obviously going through it myself, like there's a period of being like, well, wait, I can actually play. Like this isn't anything different. Everyone hypes it up, but it's really just football. Like when was that moment for you to realize like I can really hang?
Right. So when I got there, I was like, I wasn't nervous, but you don't want to get cut. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
for
It's
sure.
like you're not playing up to your true ability. So I was still making plays that the way I stood out, but I wasn't playing like me. So after the little break period, I had talked to the coaches like, what is it that I need to do better? Like, what is it that that y'all see that I'm not? You know what I'm saying? So they told me or whatever, and then um I started like training during that break, and when I came back, it was just like, I was on something different. You know what I'm saying? So that's when they saying, because I don't want to say no names because I don't know what that's gonna affect. But one of the coaches that told me like, your chances of making the team like after the break was like, it probably
Dang.
wasn't gonna happen. So it was just like for you had made the team, that big change and that big switch and how you how you came to practice and the plays you made and stuff like that. That was big. So um
Let's
that's how that ended
go.
up happening.
So then you go through that year, you're on practice squad, which is a different animal in itself. And then you ended up getting cut. Like, how was the process of getting cut? Was it a shock to you? Did you know it was coming? And then, like, just talk about from getting cut to getting signed to the Renegades and UFL and like those steps.
Was it a shock to me? 100%. It was a shock to me. Like I was literally preparing to play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was in we had like a like a personnel person and stuff like that. Like I was like in his office like 2 hours extra, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll call him, text him, like, okay, what is these on these run plays? What I you know what I'm saying? What tells me this? Just really learning the playbook because I was like preparing to play. And then I was just in the steam room. I was in the steam room one day. I get there early. I get to the facility early. I was in the steam room and a number called me and I don't ever answer a number that I don't know. And then, they text me and was like, John,
Oh,
it was like John Lynch want to see you in his office, bring your iPad. And I was like, yeah, it's over. I'm out of
what did he
here.
say?
He just, I mean, I feel like, it's just the run around. The
Yeah,
same old thing that they're trained to say, you didn't do nothing wrong. We might, bring you back, all that,
that's crazy.
all that stuff. So,
So you get signed by the Renegades. You had other offers playing the UFL. You signed with the Renegades because we thought we were playing together, which, yeah. And then you ball out last year, you don't start and you still get signed. Then you go to the Jets. You're with Aaron Rodgers there. Talk about that experience, like being around a quarterback like that. There's a lot of hype around y'all. Obviously didn't live up to it, but how was that experience?
No, it was a good experience. Just playing with like a Hall of Fame quarterback and just taking in the knowledge of how he see the game and just correcting me on plays and stuff like that, or like if we doing routes on air and he see it this way and just being able to see it from his mind and stuff like that. So it was a good experience, just being in the building and just being around somebody like that.
Was he
I didn't really get to play with him much, so it wasn't,
yeah. He could
like,
spin it though, like during routes on air and stuff, dude. I know
he
it
throw that
literally
ball.
is, he flicks
He
it.
could throw that ball. Like him and Garrett used to go crazy in practice. Like him and Garrett, I ain't never seen. Like him and Garrett used to go crazy.
So why don't you think they were successful last year? Like, what do you like? I don't know if you watch enough games, like being with them during camp and preseason. Like, why don't you think they were successful?
I don't know. I just feel like they couldn't put it together like offensively. I just feel like the quarterbacks and the receiver weren't on the same page and stuff like that. I
Yeah,
used to see G like frustrated after the games and stuff like that. He wasn't, he's the number one receiver and he wasn't really getting targeted as if he was like
yeah.
that and stuff like that. I just feel like it wasn't a good connection. And I feel like that's why they brought Devontae Adams in to gain that chemistry and that connection within the room and stuff like that. So that's what
No,
I
that
feel
makes
like.
sense.
What's that mental process like getting cut? I know Holton got cut, 6, 7 times that year. You're
A
in
lot.
Seattle. And you get signed, you feel like you make it, and then you get cut, and it's like, oh man, like what's that like mentally for you to like, hey, I gotta keep training, I gotta keep staying on top of my game. What's that like?
I mean, when I first got cut from the 49ers, it was obviously like, I'm gonna be straight, I'm gonna be good. And then after a year at the UFL, I didn't plan on coming back to the UFL. So once I got cut that second time, I was super frustrated. Like, obviously I'm not finna quit football, like ever. But that crossed my mind, like, bro, like it just don't go my way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm finna, it's just what it is. Like I just can't get to the league, you know what I'm saying? So I was real frustrated and but I snapped out of it and was just like, keep pushing. It's plenty of stories out there where, Cavante Turpin, he did arena football overseas, XFL, and then got his opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So, like, why not me? You feel me? So I snapped out of that mindset and just locked in and just over the break, I was working, just grinding every day. But it definitely was frustrating though.
Well, you're going crazy
I know
now. Yeah, oh no, for sure, dude. That's where like me too, like watching you literally from, senior year of college, watching you with the 49ers in the preseason, some, and you would send me clips, and then being with you last year in the UFL, I'm like, dog, like you weren't starting, and I'm like, oh my God. Like I wasn't starting either. I'm still not. And it's like very frustrating, but like I can deal with it. Like watching you, though, I'm like, bro, you're an NFL receiver. Why? Like, and then last year you still got a shot, and you were sending me clips. The Jets you were cooking. And then this year, you're like, you've took it to another level. You're starting, you're getting your opportunities, you're going crazy. You're definitely getting an NFL shot this year. Is there like a mental, because dude, if you do get a shot or when you do get a shot after this year, like it's pretty quickly back to back. You're going to come off of a season and then go right into camp pretty much. How was like the mental process of that? Because that's something I haven't experienced yet. Like how is the mental process of finishing a UFL season, going right into an NFL season?
I mean, really it's more so of I say for me, just like taking care of my body throughout this, just making sure I'm straight throughout this season. I don't really look at it as like a mental process because this is literally what I'm doing the UFL for. I'm doing the UFL for to go to the league, to get back in the NFL. So it's like I don't really look at it like it's it's that much of a big deal, that much of a process. Like, okay, I just played in the UFL, now I gotta go to this is what I'm doing it for.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? So I don't really look at it like that.
You think, I'd imagine, especially for like quarterbacks, like if I got signed, even just from practicing, like if I got signed to an NFL team and going right into it, like my football, you're already in football shape. Do you think that benefits you more than like you would say like just practicing or just working out? Like you just came off of a 10, 12 game season and you're going into camp, like you're already in football shape, used to all of this?
Yeah, for sure. And you used to like, cause like when you come off like in the off season and then you come straight to pads and stuff, you might be a little rusty, you might be, not used to
Yep.
pads, like all that type of stuff. But when you come off, you just was in pads. Like you know how you just got tackled, all that stuff, you know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a benefit there. It's definitely a pro there, you know.
Nah, for
Like
sure.
it's like you hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I figured it would be like too. Just because, like, I mean, once you get in, like, it's almost like a rhythm, dude. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, quarterback's different, but like, it usually takes like 2 weeks during camp to be like, all right, I'm good. Like, the timing's down, everything's down. And now, like, if you go from a season, like, I couldn't imagine, like, it can only help, you know. Caden, you got anything before we let him go?
Yeah, I gotta address the elephant in the room. Holden sends me these like random clips sometimes of him like having a big play in practice. I'm like, oh, that's great and all. What's Holden have to do to start this year or get at least a chance in the game?
What Holt got to do to start this year?
Is he not taking it serious?
Nah, Holt cooking in practice. Holt cooking in practice. If Holt was to post his practice clips, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say.
Thank you.
But what he got to do to get a shot, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I don't know. I ain't the coach. I ain't the coach.
Oh, man. All right, Tig. Appreciate it, brother. Thanks for joining.
For sure, bro. Appreciate y'all.
I'll see you. This podcast is brought to you by Anson Belts. Over 10,000 combinations of micro-adjustable holeless belts. Look, they got you can mix and match the belt and the buckle. I'm in Texas. Got to wear the American flag belt and buckle here, baby. Go to rodeo. Go to all that. You got to look good, man. And Anson Belt, that's the official belt of ECU Athletics and the Holton Show. Caden, we love Anson Belts.
We love Anson Belts. Are the greatest. They always fit and they always feel right.
Absolutely. Shout out to Anson Belt for supporting the pod. Caden, if there's one guy and we say this all the time at practice, like if there's one guy on our team that I know is going to make it back to the NFL, and other players say this too, it's Zay, dude. I swear, like he's balling. He catches everything. He routes people up. And a big thing for the receivers is he's blocking good on the run game, and he's playing really good on special teams. So he's going to be on an NFL team next year. We don't know who yet, but call it here first. He's going to be on an NFL team.
Yeah, I hope he gets a shot. And lucky for you, he had your back there. At least you're doing good in practice. We were all at home. We were all questioning what's going on with Holton. But
yeah,
we're all hoping you get your shot here soon.
I hope so. No, dude, I really do. Like I feel like I'm doing everything I can during practice. So I don't know. Maybe soon. I don't know. Zay said it for me. He said he didn't know what I had to do. So I don't know either. I don't know what to say there.
Yeah, I think you just got to keep staying patient. But we'll see. We'll see. And it's been a long time since we've been together. I mean, it's been way too long.
It has been. It's dude, it's weird. We're doing 2 episodes a month and not doing every week is like weird to like. I don't know. It's just weird, man. So I don't know, but I miss it. I'm ready to get back to G Vegas to get this thing rolling for football season. Spring game's coming up. Are you going to the spring game?
No, I'll be in Charleston. I actually talked about that recently on Pirate Radio. That can't make it. I got a big 5-year anniversary with my
let's
fiance.
Go. Respect. But yeah, dude. I was wanting to talk before we get into anything else. Jake Garcia obviously finally entered the portal. We both kind of saw it coming. I think everyone kind of saw it coming. Respect to him for getting some reps during spring practice and staying as long as he did. And also, I want to give a shout out to JDB. His response on Pirate Radio when they asked him a question after practice about him entering the portal, what it was very like professional, but not only professional. He was like, "Look, I told him I loved him. If he needed anything, I have his back." Like you can tell JDB and the players have a good relationship, and that's what you want out of an OC, especially a young one and a quarterback coach.
No, I saw that too, and I was pretty impressed with it. But the only thing I'm questioning now is kind of reminds me of the Alex Flynn, Mason Garcia situation. Not that we don't have a starter now, but who's going to be the backup? Are we going to go for a transfer, or are we going to wait and see if Raheem Jeter can fit the bid or anyone else on that roster? I don't know. What is your opinion? Do you think we need to go for a transfer? Just have maturity under Caton Hauser if he was to go down this year, or anything, negative happens to him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a firm believer that like a good backup is always good to have. But at the same time, you have a really, really good starter. He played through injuries last year, so he's shown he's tough enough to play. I haven't seen Jeter enough. I want them to give Jeter a shot because he's stuck in the program, and guys who stick in the program deserve shots. I will say the spring game is going to be big for him to go out there and show what he can do because I'm sure, look, it's in their coaches' minds too. I'd imagine, he's going to get a lot of reps so they can see if he can be the guy. So I'm anxious to see that. I'm glad he stuck around. I think he's a good kid. I've met him a couple times, talked to him a few times. But yeah, I mean, I hope he ends up being the 2. He has to have a really good spring game on Saturday or whenever the spring game is. I think it's Saturday though. It's big. That's probably the biggest storyline, honestly, is how will he look? And then obviously the new defensive coordinator with Josh Aldridge coming in. Caden, I don't know if it says this on Pirate Radio or not, but we have a couple guys on my team from Liberty that played for Coach Aldridge who love him. I was actually texting with Coach Aldridge the other day about it, and they love him. They only had high things to say about it. I talked to Tegan Wilk 2 days ago. He said, this guy has a really good scheme. He's all about ball. So only good things out of the defense. And so those are 2 storylines to check out is the defensive scheme. How does that look with Coach L as the head coach, not the DC, with a new defense coordinator? And then also, does Jeter look capable of being the 2?
Yeah, if Jeter goes out there and has a rough day, like a really, really bad day, shows he can't really function in a game time situation, I think you got to go. The biggest fear with going to the portal with Hauser as your guaranteed, I would say your guaranteed 1 is you bring in a guy and then Hauser feels pressured. That's never good in a quarterback room. And I know people probably think that pressure should always be there, but you really don't want your 1 to feel too much pressure once he establishes the role. But then 2, you have to find some money out the NIL that we have, the small NIL pool. You have to find that, bring a guy. Then that's going to want to feel hungry. It's just a weird situation. I think the best situation is Raheem Jeter goes out there, shows he can be an efficient 1, and maybe we even have an efficient 3 in the back, but we're not really sure about the younger guys yet.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And like one thing I will say is even if he does crap the bed, like if he's been balling during spring ball, like they've had enough practices, enough scrimmages to show them if he's capable even to. And he's also been on scout team for a couple years now, and he's been in the program. They know what he's capable of. It just depends if they believe he's developed enough. I know like some said he was really, really smart. He just needed to develop some. Well, he's had years to develop now, so hopefully he can be the 2. Because look, I mean, you never know. Like a 2, like I'm a 2 right now, and like you got to be ready as a second string quarterback. Like you got to be ready at all times. You can't be not ready because that's the one time you're going to go in.
I've been that guy before.
Yeah, literally.
Memphis 2018. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes.
My hands were shaking.
Wait, tell that story. Didn't I like go down or something?
Yeah, you got hit on the sideline pretty hard. And I was taking snaps because I think Reed Herring was hurt. I think he was in like a car accident. Kingsley Affetti, I think, was sick, or I don't even know what happened to Kingsley. So it was just me and you. And you went down pretty hard on the Memphis sideline. And it's like 3rd and 1, or maybe it was like 4th and 1. And Coach Mo was like, "Hey, Caden, take snaps." And I'm like, "Oh crap! Like this is legit." And you just took a shot on the sideline. So they said I was like my hands were shaking a little bit, but obviously my first time going in a game was a tight situation against a really good Memphis team. Anyways, you were fine. So they've sent Darius Penix out there, and he ran a
Wildcat. Oh no!
It's all right.
Were you mad?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to get in and get a feel, but I got my shot later that season.
You did.
Played a couple other times. But
I love it. That is hilarious. I haven't heard that story in a while. Did you see? This is why I missed the podcast. We need to start doing it weekly again.
Speaking of spring games, what's your favorite spring game memory or spring game tradition near the end of the spring?
I don't know about spring game memory. Those were always weird. I don't have because I mean it's not like you really play a real game. Yeah, I didn't play too much. I would just say like that is a great time to like refocus you to like see, wow, there's actually fans, like not just during the fall. There's fans here who love football. Having the pigskin pick out, and like all my family would come to town. And then I think my favorite memories were after the spring games. It's like a celebration of like spring ball's done with. A lot of the families are in town. We used to have like a bunch of, teammates would have, keggers or whatever, and we would all go over with our families. I just think like times like that were just like, dude, those were like such good times.
Yeah, I agree with you. That end of spring was like a chapter to the summer, and summer's fun and for college football, but then you get into camp, which that's kind of like the hell. But it was a good chapter changer. My favorite spring game memory is seeing your dorky ass with the headset on and the hat on, acting like you were signaling sometimes. I could never take you serious when you were doing
I'm a professional signaler. I can signal good.
As a professional, former signaler, retired. I always thought you looked goofy doing it.
Respect. Yeah, no, I did. That was like the only time I wear a hat. Now I wear a hat on the sidelines. I'm like, golly, man. It's kind of fun though, dude. I will say, like, I mean, I love the UFL. I've said it multiple times. I think it's a great league. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. Do support it. But like, I want to play so bad, dude. I feel like I'm so ready and so prepared to play that, like, when my time comes, I will take it and run with it. Just because I do have good relationships with these receivers now, and they're so talented that, like, I feel like there's so much that we could do offensively that could be really fun to watch. So hopefully I get a chance to do it, dude.
We hope so. Speaking of the UFL, I love how their automated, like, review system where you don't have to like wait for the ref to go over there. Or if one thing I hate though is challenging a penalty or challenging forfeit.
Yeah, it's dumb.
That has to be one of the worst things ever. But hey, we hope you get your shot here soon. But speaking of the podcast, I know we've been kind of really inconsistent recently, and it was kind of like that last year. But I think this summer when you get back, it's going to get right back into it, full swing.
Oh, we're diving into it, yeah.
We got our skits again. I think we might even make a trip to talk to someone else.
Maybe, possibly. Can't announce it yet, but yes.
So I think we have a lot of good stuff coming, but it's been hard with you in Houston, Arlington, and of course my 2-episode stint of the Caden Norman show. Maybe there's more to that to come. I didn't know how much
there is. The backup plan.
I don't know how many people actually enjoyed that, but we'll see.
They did. Well, I mean, look, we knew going into we were only doing 2 a month, so we haven't been that inconsistent. We've been consistent with 2 a month, but then when we get back, we're doing weekly, so that's when we really hit the ground running with football. And Caden, we're gonna do some film breakdown. Even though ECU took it away, they said we couldn't do it. I got another plan. Hey, you can't mess with us. We got some more plans.
Are you gonna fight the power on that one?
We'll have to see. Or do I have something even better planned? I think even better, Caden. You're going to be involved. You just don't know it yet. So you got anything else before we dip?
No, I'm just excited for the rest of your UFL season. And just wanted to call out one last time. Another shout out to an advertisement is Yardy. With this summer coming up, if you're looking for a new landscaping crew to maybe redo that front yard or backyard that you've been putting off for a long time, or looking for that weekly mow, edge, and blow, call our friends at Yardy with 252-320-7660. Scott Baldwin and crew will hook you up.
Yeah, they did my yard. They are amazing. Shout out to Yardy. Caden, see you soon, brother.
See ya.